Today's video is going to be about honey and oat soap. It is a new fragrance oil that I haven't tried before. It does have a lot of vanillin in it, so when I show you the soap, you'll see that it's already starting to turn. I did use some titanium dioxide to cut down on the turning, but I expect it's going to turn close to a dark tan. But it is a honey and oatmeal soap, and I did put extra doses of oats in this soap, and I put an extra dose of I used honey powder in this soap instead of regular honey. Some of my soaps, the specialty ones, I use the Manuka honey, and some I just use the raw organic honey. This one I used the honey powder. I did some research and seemed to get some really good feedback on the honey powder, so I thought I would try that, and you'll see me adding it on the video. For now, and because of the honey, I did pop it in the freezer and honestly forgot to take it out. So I came home from church today. Hope Point, giving a little plug to my Hope Point church here in Chesterfield, Virginia. Anyway, I did forget to take it out, so it is still really cold and freezing, but you can see where, well, I don't know in this lighting if you can see. You can see where it's frozen. My hands are making marks, but it does have a little bit of discoloration already going on. But what I wanted to show you before I cut it is how I made the little honeycomb marks, which is totally not rocket science, and I totally copied from other soapers that I've seen do this. But it's just bubble wrap, and I'm excited because I've never done this before, but doesn't that, something so simple, just make such a cool effect on that soap. How cool is that? I hope you can see with the glare, but I'll get some close-ups when I'm in different lighting. But anyway, just peel this off, and then when this soap comes back to room temperature, I'll go ahead and slice it down the middle, and it's a very plain inside, but I will video cutting some of it. And then here on the edges is just some oats, crushed oats that are on there. So the reason that I put this in the freezer was because when I added as much cream and coconut milk and buttermilk as I already add in all of my soaps, and then an extra dose of honey, it tends to really heat up, and it can cause some different things to go on in the middle of the soap, and it can cause this soap to heat back up to, you know, over like 200 degrees and volcano out of the mold. So these types of soaps, that especially the honey ones, I put them in the freezer so that doesn't happen. So as soon as this cools down, I will finish the video, but I wanted you to see how cool that is. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so you know how I said that with the honey and milks that the soap can get hot? Well, I popped this bad boy in the freezer and it still did not fully gel. I think your perception of this might be a little bit off because it is a two-tone soap. Remember, I did do a little bit of a lighter, but I'm going to point to this. You can see right here, see that circle? And right here, or well, oval, see those curved lines? And you can see it all the way down. If I come in closer, you can see it here, going up, and you can see it there. It kind of hit kind of funny just because this was naturally going to be here because I did the soap, the lighter, and then the darker and poured it in. But this is the actual line that I'm talking about. Anyway, and this is cut, you know, in half. And so what that is I popped it in the freezer and the inside was so hot. It kept it from overflowing or anything, and it will not hurt anything. But the freezer kept it cool to here, but the soap heated up enough to gel, which I was trying to stop it from gelling just because I didn't want it to overflow and get so hot that it came out of the mold. But it wanted to do it despite being in the freezer. So the only part that didn't gel is just this outside of it. And so anyway, this is a really great look at it. Again, you can see, and you're going to see in the cut, you're going to see, it looks almost like what it is when the, it's funny even to feel it. A gelled soap, it will all cure itself out and be fine. But right now, because I just cut it, the gelled soap in here, it causes the soap to be a little bit harder and firmer right off the bat. This part here is just a little bit softer. So, I mean, I know you can't feel through the camera, but if it looks like there is actually a texture difference, right now there actually is a little bit of a texture difference between here and here. But once it fully cures over the 6 weeks, it'll still have this mark, but it'll all even out. And then the little things that you see, that's just little bits and pieces of oats in there that you see. So I'm going to turn the camera around and go ahead and cut into it, and you'll see it in all of the pieces. All right, and we're back. And please excuse the state of my studio over here. It's been a full day. It's now nighttime, and I have been jamming in here all day long, making different things, preparing for Easter and molds and little Easter egg molds and all kinds of things. So I have a lot going on, and it's looking very messy right now. All right, let's cut into this. Actually, I'm going to turn this on its side because of the oats that are on there. I try not to get any drag. And you'll see, maybe not that piece because the end, it's going to take me a piece or two to get into it because remember the outside, I think this next piece you'll see it, the outside was able to get cold enough that it didn't gel. Pretty sure you will see it on this piece though. No. All right, let me make a liar out of myself. Maybe this isn't going to show up on the inside because of the color. I do think it's going to turn brown, but what do I know? I thought the whole gel thing would be on the inside. There it is. Okay, there it is. And actually, it just looks like another color of the soap. It's actually pretty cool that it happened. And it's, I mean, interesting. It's really not something you can make happen. I had this happen with the hemp soap that turned out gorgeous. Can you see on the camera? I don't know if you can, but wherever the inside and the outside, the color was a little bit affected, and we'll see as it cures. I suspect this soap is going to darken up anyway because it's got vanilla in it. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects it. But either way, It doesn't hurt it at all. It's an aesthetic thing, and on this particular soap, it actually looks pretty cool. Look at this. There's like a wave. Okay, keep going, squirrel. All right. So next time I make this, because I will make it again, because when you smell it, oh my goodness. Next time I make it, oh, I forgot to show you the top. Hold on. Look at the top. So cute. Okay, as I was saying before I interrupted myself, next time I make it, I will probably not put it in the freezer. Have to decide whether or not I want to put it in the refrigerator at all, or just let it gel completely and maybe put a fan on it so that it doesn't get so hot that it, you know, goes over the mold. Because if it starts going over the mold, then, you know, the batch is kind of ruined because it doesn't keep its shape and, you know, just not a good thing. So you don't want that. But I'll make it maybe on a day when I don't have so much going on and I can really, really pay attention to what it's doing. And if it does look like it's headed that way, you know, then stick it in the freezer or the refrigerator. But anyways, this is very beautiful. I can already tell just by feeling this with this honey in it, how nice this is going to feel in the shower. Oh, it's going to be awesome. And I wish I could put, you know, honey in all the soaps like that, but obviously it does cause a little bit more to work with, you know, when you are using it. That's why I don't put it. That is one reason why I don't put it in all the soaps. And another reason is just because, you know, price-wise, I don't want to have the soap be, you know, drive up the price in all the soaps. So. This first one's not going to show it. This one might. Near the end here. It's got kind of an orangey like tinge to it where it did not gel. So I'm thinking that the color different, there is going to be a color difference between what did gel and what didn't, which doesn't really matter. This is kind of a, what do they call it? Monochromatic. I'm not an artist. When it's like same color on same color on same color, but just lighter versions of it or whatever. I don't even know if I have that terminology right. But this is sort of like that. It's a very pretty soap though. Sometimes I've seen, I haven't had it happen, knock on wood, I'm knocking, but sometimes when it gels, it does really weird things to the colors that are in the soap. I've seen videos where it's really just messed up, you know, the whole batch. You can't, well, you could sell it as the ugly soap because it doesn't hurt it and it doesn't change the scent or anything, but it just might not be very nice to look at. Again, this one doesn't really matter. Oops. I took my little bar off of here, mainly visual with the video, and also just because it was messing me up. It kept moving and the slices were not turning out the same. Okay guys, well thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the little explanation of the little chemical reaction there with the soap. And please subscribe to the channel, hit like, make a comment, and find us on Facebook. It really helps us to stay afloat with the YouTube and Facebook algorithms. The more likes we have, the more comments and the more subscriptions we get. And I do appreciate each and every one. So I hope you have a blessed evening, and thanks for tuning in to One Mustard Seed Soaps.